Oh my, Nathan, we have a brand new pickup. What do we got here?
This is the 2015 GMC Canyon.
It's the twin, basically, of the Colorado that we reviewed the other day. And what are you gonna do with this bad boy?
Well, see that boat back there?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it weighs 4,500 pounds, and we're gonna tow it. This thing has a capacity of up to 7,000 pounds towing.
And that is coming up next
On the Fast Lane truck.
Nathan, we are towing a boat that weighs 4,500 pounds. This truck's towing capacity is 7,000 pounds, so it should be pretty easy for this truck. How does it feel?
So far, there's no major issues. I know it's back there,
yeah,
but it hasn't broken a sweat.
And in terms of pricing, of course, the Canyon is kind of the next step up above the Colorado, and it starts at about, for the two-wheel drive, four-cylinder, 21-ish thousand. And get this, we've got the top of the line here. Take a guess how much this truck is.
36.
You are wrong, sir. 39,565,000. So we are well into regular
full-size truck
territory. Exactly right.
Wow.
But then again, a lot of people don't need the capability of a full-size truck or the parking hassle, right?
That's true. That's true.
All right, so under the hood we have a 3.6 liter V6 that you'll find in a lot of GM products. You can also get a four-cylinder, but since we're towing, we're using the bigger of the two power plants. This puts out 305 horsepower, 269 pound-foot of torque. It gets 17 miles to the gallon in the city and 24 on the highway, and it's paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission. And of course, we've got automatic all-wheel drive, or is it four-wheel drive, Nathan? I always get that confused.
Well, this one has all-wheel drive that can turn into four-wheel high and low as well.
There you go. It powers all four wheels. Now, what GMC will tell you is that unlike the other trucks in this segment, which basically are the Tacoma and the Frontier, this comes with all the goodies that you can get in a modern car. So there's a lot of safety aids, blind spot monitoring, heated seats, forward collision, a backup camera.
Oh, there's even more. This actually has an option to where you can put in here 4G connectivity, so everybody can pop on their iPads and phones and whatnot and be fully connected.
You know, a big screen, navigation. So you're getting all the stuff that if you're used to modern cars, you can get in the car. But a lot of these things aren't available in the current crop of Toyotas and Nissans, right? Because those trucks are now 10 years old.
That is correct.
Stainless steel exhaust pipe. We use liquid applied sound deadener on the inside of the sheet metal on the opposite side here. You can't see it from what we're looking at.
What's this?
Those are just sealers over joints, right, so that you don't get corrosion and water leaks and so forth. But on the inside, we put this liquid applied sound deadener in order to quiet the whole cabin down.
Now, there's something that you should know. The only way you can get a manual transmission with either the GMC Canyon or the Chevy Colorado is if you get the four-cylinder rear drive version. That's it. You cannot get any other version that'll have that 6-speed manual transmission. Otherwise, you have a 6-speed automatic. According to General Motors, the people I've spoken to there, they say that's because a majority of the people want it that way.
Interesting.
See that? Isn't that pretty cool? Look at that step right there. Standard. And you know what else? Easy lift. tailgate, torsion bars, assistant. And back here, standard rear view camera. Now, the GMC Canyon is designed to look kind of like a baby GMC Sierra, whereas in the Chevy Colorado, its cousin, looks sort of independent. It doesn't look that much like a Sierra. With that being said, it's still a pretty good looking truck, and there are a lot of aerodynamic aids throughout the vehicle. On top of that, under the grille, shutters that assist aerodynamics. Altogether, it's a clean design, and you won't mistake it for a Toyota.
In terms of MPG, best in class. We're looking at, in the two-wheel drive model, 18 city, 26 highway, and in this four-wheel drive, 17 city and 24 highway. And that, like you like to point out, that four-wheel drive lever is in the same place, or the knob, as
right
the
next,
lights.
yeah, right next to the lights. It's the same exact knobs that they use in the full-size Chevy Silverado, which is great because it feels good. And the Sierra, yeah, that's right, because this is the GMC. And okay, that's fine. So, and eventually you get used to which side is the lights and which side is the four-wheel drive. But when you have the vehicle for a short amount of time, it is pretty easy to confuse the two. Now, there is something very important about four-wheel drive. The GMC, this particular top-of-the-line version, has an all-wheel drive setup standard. So while you're driving, if it detects wheel slippage, it'll send power to the wheels that need it. So you don't have to turn any knobs or anything else. Now, of course, when you're off-road, you want to put it in, keep it in 4 low and 4 high. But just so you know, that's what this has. That definitely is one of the reasons why the price is slightly premium over the Chevrolet Colorado.
Yeah, it's slightly premium, $40,000. I'm going to say more than slightly premium on
It's
that.
an expensive truck. This is really loaded with just about everything.
Yeah, the GMC guys like to call it the Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon.
Or they're coming up with a higher version that will be called the Grand Canyon.
Maybe. But I'll tell you one thing. It feels just as good as the full-size GMC Sierra. I mean, it really does. The seats are very
it's a mini version of that, right?
Yeah,
it's like
it really is.
Yeah, you got the same kind of toggle switches. You've got the same controls. You even got kind of the same leather pattern and stitching. It's very similar. So if you like the GMC Sierra, you're going to love this. If you don't like it, well, then maybe the Colorado's more your speed.
So I kind of noticed something. The roof is very low, at least from the outside. I mean, look at the window. With that being said, the interior is by far the strongest point of this vehicle when it comes to comparing it to the competition, because they knocked it out of the park. This is a Cadillac-like interior when compared to the Toyota and the Nissan. I would say that it's a lot like the large trucks, the Silverado and the Sierra. On top of that, the seat, it's perfect for my large American ass. And on top of that, even though the roof is low from the outside, inside headroom is good. And backseat space is pretty damn good as well.
And then as we move back here, you've got a full-size spare. We've got an integrated trailer hitch, as you can see. It actually ties the rear of the frame together, top to bottom. And we're the only ones with a fully boxed frame, guys. You know, that's another critical piece. In order to be able to really get the suspension tuning that you need a solid platform.
Needs a catback.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really sound like much, but then again, you're not buying a V6 for the sound.
Again, from a fuel economy standpoint, electric power steering. So this is your electric power steering unit. We obviously got a skid plate to help protect it for, you know, any debris that might be coming around. And we went standard four-wheel disc brakes, right? That's another segment leader here that's really going to make a difference to the consumer, right? If you're going to be towing, you're going to be hauling, you want to make sure you can stop the best you can, and the four-wheel disc brakes enable that.
In terms of driving, well, we haven't driven the Colorado with any heavy load on it yet. This is the heaviest load they have available, 4,500 pounds. And right now, other than acceleration, nothing else seems to really be affected with the truck. It's not doing any pogoing. I'm doing city traffic. On the highway, the only thing I can really test is whether or not it's drifting in and out of lanes. And the boat that we have behind here has a surge brake on it, so there isn't a whole lot of tech that's going into the brakes on the trailer.
Now, there is a 4-cylinder version of this, which we are going to have to drive as well, because let's face it, some people may not want the added cost of a 6.
That's right. Now, the 4-cylinder can only tow up to 3,500 pounds, and we found out that the V6 also tows 3,500 pounds unless you get the tow package, because not everybody wants the maximum towing capability. Yep, I'm able to sit behind myself fairly comfortably. Headroom is better than it looks from the outside, and unlike a lot of those other trucks, your back isn't like bolt straight up. It doesn't feel like you're tied to the bulkhead of the truck, which is nice too. And on top of all that, stitching, material use, excellent in the back.
Yeah, a lot of these buyers are looking for a lifestyle truck, right? You're going to throw your mountain bikes, maybe your dirt bike in the back, and this is a 6.5-foot bed. It's an extended bed.
This is the longest bed they currently have.
Yeah, so it will fit most people's toys, kayaks, canoes, and such. Okay, well, let's jump into the 4-cylinder. Let's see what that's like.
You got it.
So that is just a very initial brief impression of the new Canyon. And Nathan, are we going to give it a rating?
No, I'll tell you why not. Because we have to get it to Colorado in order to give it a proper buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it rating. And on top of that, we have to take it up the gauntlet.
Of course, we got to get it into some extreme conditions to really see how it tows, because let's face it, at sea level, anything can tow that boat.
Oh yeah, well, not everything.
All right, yeah, maybe not a Suzuki Samurai.
For the Fast Lane Truck, this is Nathan Adlin.
And Roman saying thanks for watching, and check out tfltruck.com
for news, views, and real-world reviews.
Ciao.